So in California, we have statutes and rules regarding both meal periods and rest breaks. They're two totally distinct types of breaks under California law. A typical employee, if they work over 5 hours, is owed a 30-minute duty-free meal period. So it's unpaid time. You should clock out at the beginning of your meal period, and when your meal period is over, you should clock back in. It should be duty-free, so you shouldn't be working during your meal period, and you should not be interrupted. Your employer shouldn't be asking you to work, contacting you, and just generally forcing you to work through your meal period. There are timing requirements, so that's what a lot of people don't know. If you work out over 5 hours a day, it should be within the first 5 hours of your workday. What a lot of people don't know is there's actually a right to a second meal period if you work over 10 hours a day. There's ways in which you can give up your right to take a meal period, but those are a little bit complicated. You should reach out to an attorney. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. An important thing that people don't know is that if you miss a meal period, you're actually owed 1 hour at your regular rate. It's a special form of payment called premium pay. So let's just say you work an 8-hour day and you work through your meal period. You're actually owed for the time that you spent working, and you're actually owed for one additional hour of pay at your regular rate. It's a completely separate category of pay. So let's turn to rest breaks. Rest breaks are totally different than meal breaks. So rest breaks is basically if you divide your day up into 4-hour blocks, you're owed a rest period of 10 minutes. It's paid time, so you don't clock in or out, but it's 10 minutes for each 4-hour block. It gets a little bit more complicated than that, and so if you work over 3.5 hours a day, you start to be entitled to have rest breaks, but it's actually every 4 hours or major fraction thereof, which is a little bit complicated. But what that means is if you work any bit over 2 hours, which is a major fraction of 4, you're owed a rest break. So let's say you work 6 hours and 1 minute, you're in your second 4-hour block, it's over 2 hours, so you're in the major fraction thereof, you're owed a second 10-minute paid rest break. What a lot of people don't know is that if you work a long day, you can be owed a third rest break. So if you work over 10 hours, you're basically in your 3rd-hour block. You've worked 1 minute over 10 hours, you're in the major fraction thereof, they owe you a third rest break. And what a lot of people don't know is there is actually a penalty if you do not get your rest breaks. It's 1 hour at your regular rate, it's a special form of pay, so they have to pay you that separately. You can only get one penalty per day, and it's different than meal periods entirely. So if you're missing meal breaks, you're missing rest breaks, you can get a maximum of one penalty of premium pay for 1 hour at your regular rate, for one for missing meal periods, one for missing a rest break.